Afternoon, everybody. So today we're going to be looking at our first set of notes on graphing. That's why it's called Graphing 1. Our objective is that students will be able to plot coordinates on a coordinate plane with at least 90% accuracy on their 12-question assignment. This should be fairly easy. There really shouldn't be a whole lot with this that is confusing by any means. At least for the this first set of notes. So all I'm doing right here is I am actually just graphing an XY coordinate or XY axis, just because it wasn't on this, and putting my little arrowheads on there. Okay. So first thing we need to remember when we're graphing is that the vertical line here is your y-axis. This is your x-axis. Okay. Now when we are graphing, these are what we call coordinates. Two numbers together make a point. You have to have an x value and a y value to have a point. For coordinates, they are in the form x, y. So the first point here is x, y, which would be 2 for the x. So the easiest way to do this, and this is not hard, guys, each one of these lines here is worth 1. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So if I'm going 2 on the x, I always do the x's first. I go 1, 2, and then I'm going 3 on the y. If it's positive, I'm going to go up, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to put a point. Now you notice with the x, it was positive, so I went to the right. If it was negative, I'd go to the left. If y is negative, I go down. And this would be my first point, which would be 2, 3. The one thing I'm going to be a very big stickler about is you need to label your points. Okay? So you notice how I labeled that 2, 3. Negative 4 for the x. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it's negative, so I'm going to go to the left, and I'm not sure why I drew that because I shouldn't have. So negative x, I'm going to go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to go, it's positive 6 on the y, so I go up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is the point negative 4, 6. And that color appears to not be very good for this. Let's always remember our origin, okay, which is this point right here. And that is the point 0, 0, okay. Now we're not graphing that today, but I just wanted to make sure you saw that. Next one is negative 3 and negative 1. So I'm going negative 3 on the x, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going negative 1 on the y, which means I'm going down. So that's going to put my point right here. This is negative 3, negative 1. And then last but not least is 5, negative 3. 5 on the x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, and I drew my point again, that's not correct. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've got negative 3 on the y, so 1, 2, 3, which puts me right here at the point 5, negative 3. Okay. Something else you need to remember, in this quadrant here, both values will always be positive. In this one, your x is negative, your y is positive. This one, they're both negative. And then this one, x is positive and y is negative. Okay? This is what we call the first quadrant, second, third, and then the fourth quadrant is right here. Okay? So this is really all there is to graphing points. Biggest thing is, again, remember where the origin is. Remember that the first number in the coordinate is x, the second number is y. Okay? So here, I have a set of points in an XY table, and you're just very simply asked to plot the points. So let's go ahead and do that. Negative 3, negative 5. So x is negative 1, 2, 3. Y is negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a point. And I'll come back and label these in a minute here. Negative 1, negative 1. So I go left and then down. 0, 1, I stay at 0 and I go up 1. 2 for x, go to the right. 1, 2, I go up 3 for the y since 3 is positive. 1, 2, 3. And then 3 on the x, 1, 2, 3, and 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so these would be my points. This is 3, 5. This one is 2, 3, 0, 1, negative 1, negative 1, and then negative 3 and negative 5. And there's your points. That's all there is to this, guys. It's very, very easy. Now we're going to combine two things. One thing we've already done, and then our new thing. Okay, so I'm going to put my XY axis here. There's my X. Here's my Y. Now, you're given an equation. I'm asking you to fill in the table, just like we did before. So I have negative 2 for the X. Move this up a little bit. So I have Y equals negative 3 times negative 2 plus 2. That's that's positive 6 plus 2. Y equals 8. Okay. I am going to erase this. Actually, no, I'll go over here and work now. So now we got 0. We got y equals negative 3 times 0 plus 2. You got y equals, that's 0 plus 2, which gives you y equals 2. So I can plot these as I go. I've got negative 2, 1, 2, positive 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right here. I have 0, 2, which means 0 on the x, up 2 on the y. This would be my y-intercept. Now I have negative 7 for the y equals negative 3x plus 2. Now we have to solve. Subtract 2 to both sides. You get negative 9 equals negative 3x. Divide by negative 3. You get x equals 3. So I've got 3. 1, 2, 3. Down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next one, we have x equals 1. So you have y equals 1. Oops. You have y equals negative 3 times 1 plus 2. This is going to be negative 3 plus 2, which gives me y equals negative 1. So we go right 1, down 1. And now I'm going to pick one more number. Let's try x equals 2. So you got y equals negative 3 times 2 plus 2. That's going to be negative 6 plus 2, which is going to be negative 4. And this was negative 1. So I go right 2, down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you actually notice that this actually makes a line. This is what we call a linear equation. So we will get to actually graphing these, I believe, in the next set of notes that we do. But you do not have to graph the line yet. You just need to graph the dots. But we are going to be getting there. Okay. So on your assignment for tomorrow, you're going to be given some problems where you're just asked to graph some coordinates. You're going to be given some problems where you're asked to graph the table, and then you're going to be given some problems where you're asked to fill in the table and you're asked to graph. Okay. Make sure you write your steps or a summary, either one. And then let's make sure that We have these done for tomorrow, and if you get the chance to catch up on any notes, please make sure you do that as well. All right, have a great night, guys. I will see you tomorrow.